friends, welcome to episode 135 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Caleisha and you can find me anywhere online as Nadira Tani. I'm coming to you from my home in Central Florida and today is Tuesday, December 15th. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back to another podcast. We are currently in the midst of Vlogmas here at Quirky Monday headquarters. So yeah, I'm fingers crossed this is going to be a short one, like a shorter than usual podcast, because my energy is just not up where I would like it to be. But that's okay. We got some business to attend to today. Also, sitting on the bed, that's what the camera shake is. I don't really know how to fix that. Sorry. So let's go ahead and jump in. We do have an admin section where we have a giveaway winner to announce. Last episode, I introduced a giveaway for a digital copy of Mina Phillips' newly released book, Cowls. It's a colorwork book with numerous cowl designs in it. And she was generous enough to give a copy to me as well as a copy to give away to one of you. And before I started recording this episode, I did do the random YouTube comment picker based on comments including the phrase, "My favorite color combination is," and the winner was Crystal R. And Crystal R's favorite color combination is a wild variegated with a dark blue. So Crystal R, if you are watching this, you need to send me an email to quirkymonday@gmail.com and let me know that you are the winner of the Cowls ebook, and I will send your information over to Mina so that she can get you a copy of it. Thank you everybody who entered. There are so many really good color combinations in the comments of last podcast. It was very inspiring. I definitely need to step out of my preferred blues and greens, colors that I'm drawn to and really try some, out of the box color schemes. So again, the winner of Mina Phillips' Cowl ebook is Crystal R. Send me an email to quirkymonday@gmail.com. I will put it on the screen and let me know that you're the winner. And if you are able to use Ravelry, she can send it to you on Ravelry. Otherwise, I will need an email that I can give to Mina so that she can send you the PDF copy of the ebook. So, yeah, thank you to everybody who entered. Now, if you're thinking, oh man, I entered the giveaway and didn't win anything, you have another chance to win something else. All that camera shake is Tootie. She's on the bed with me and raising a ruckus. We have been given another item to give away. So I have 2 copies of this calendar. It is the 2021 calendar, A Celebration of Independent Yarn Dyers by 2 Sheeps. I was given 2 copies of this to give away. And on the back it says, "Congratulations on purchasing the inaugural 2 Sheeps 2021 calendar. Our 2021 calendar focuses on North American independent yarn dyers, and it's not just a calendar. Each dyer has created an exclusive colorway that you can purchase. 2 Sheeps LLC will sell our limited volume of each colorway for 1 year from the first day of each dyer's calendar month. To purchase these unique colorways, go to www.twosheeps.com and follow us at 2.sheeps on Instagram too. We are grateful to each dyer for creating, dyeing, twisting, and labeling these amazing skeins of yarn. We are thrilled and honored to showcase their talent in our company's first calendar. Lisa and Maria, founders of Two Sheeps LLC. Also says, Two Sheeps LLC is strongly committed to anti-racism. We support and defend the rights of all humans, regardless of skin color, religion, gender identity, culture, religiosity, size, ability, etc., to be respected and treated equally. We are committed to collaborating with people who are diverse in all manners in order to put these ideals into action. We support nonprofit organizations whose mission is to promote these goals. We will not allow any racist, homophobic, xenophobic, or other hate-based comments on our social media or in any other, on our social media page or in any other communications. Way to take a stand on that. I love it. So this is what the front of the calendar looks like, and you've got like a little snippet of each yarn. Let's see what the February color is, because it's my birthday month. And February is the dyer for February is Ex Libris fibers, and the colorway is Starkfield. So that's the February color. So each month you'll get a beautiful photo of some yarn and also some information about the dyers as well. So let's see. What should the giveaway parameters be for this? And I have 2 copies to give away, so there'll be 2 winners pulled. Let's do this one on Instagram. So what you'll do is go over to Instagram. I am Nadira Tani on Instagram. Look for the picture of this calendar and follow whatever rules I come up with there. So yeah, so big thanks to Two Sheeps for reaching out and providing these calendars. I think this is going to be a really cool way just to have like a nuggetized view of a few indie dyers. When I was flipping through it when it first came, there were some dyers in here that I had never heard of. Like actually the February dyer, Ex Libris fibers, I'd never heard of. So that's really cool to be able to be exposed to new indie dyers in this way. So Instagram, giveaway on Instagram, follow me over there for the parameters. All right, I think that is everything for admin, so we can jump into the makery things. So first we have some finished objects, 2 of which you can see right here next to me. I wanted to make us Christmas stockings, and as you can see, the stocking is bigger than my head. That was totally an accident, but I'm not mad at it. So these, let me get this one because I've already put stuff. That one is Lamar's and this one is mine. I've already put stuff in Lamar's. Oh, there's something in mine. But yes, look at why. This is what happens when you don't take gauge, folks. This is what happens. So I didn't follow a pattern for these. I actually made them up as I went. Lamar had purchased me this super chunky blue yarn like maybe a year and a half ago, and I never knew what to do with it, and I was, it just sat and sat and sat. And when I was asking him like, what color do you want to do the room for Christmas, he calls this color scheme Silver Bells, like a navy blue and a silver. He calls it Silver Bells. So when he said that's the colors that he wanted in the room for Christmas, I thought, ooh, this will be a perfect opportunity to use up that yarn. So I did. And I just kind of winged this crochet stocking. And it's crocheted top down. It has an afterthought heel. And yeah, This trim right here is crochet, like a surface crochet trim to make it look like a folded cuff. And then the inside, I lined it, and it's actually lined with tablecloth fabric that I was going to make a dress out of. It was this really pretty floral, like navy blue floral tablecloth that I found in a thrift store, and I was like, this would make a beautiful dress. And I cut out all of the pieces to sew the dress and just never sewed it together. And then when I made the stockings and I knew that I wanted to line them, I looked at those pieces, and at this point those pieces have probably been sitting for a year at least. And I thought, Caleisha, you're never going to make this dress, so fold up the pattern pieces and repurpose that fabric. So that's what I did, and I love how the stockings came out. Even though they're ginormous, I kind of love them in their ridiculous size. Yeah, so I am going to write up this recipe. If you don't have like a bulky weight like this, you can hold worsted weight double. That's what I used for the gray trim. It's yeah, just a regular I don't know what glitter yarn this is. It's like a red heart with the glitter in it, or some acrylic with a strand of glitter. Worsted weight. I held it double, and it was a similar gauge. So, can I reach? Go gadget arms. Yay! So I was really proud of those, and you see on his I did just a straight edging, and then on mine I did a scalloped edging. And he really likes it. He really likes it. He was laughing at me when I finished them because of how ridiculously large they were. He tried to put it on his head, which unfortunately it fit. Whatever. And he goes, you know what? I'm not even mad at it. You know, you can, the more things you can fit in there, you can fit electronics in this thing. I was like, is that a hint? I don't know. So, yeah. So I made these. That's my first finished object. My next finished object is 100% finished. It is the Caleisha. What is that? It is the Caleisha Modified, which is a cardigan sweater. It's modified because the regular Caleisha pattern does have cables in the body, and I just omitted those and added in color work. It is blocked, all the ends are woven in, and I have taken pictures of it. This beautiful yarn, I'll hold it in front of me so you can see it. This beautiful yarn is Flicker by Brujeria Lana, and I love it. I took the pictures today, and who puts on sweaters like this? I need an adult. And I really, really like it. I used up all of the Brujeria Lana yarn I had. I had 2 skeins. And I actually held it double with a black yarn from Crafty, I think. From Blueprint. So, yeah. I did half sleeves. I would have I think the pattern has you do 3/4 sleeves, but I did not have that much yarn, so I stopped at the elbow. And yeah, I really am very proud of this sweater. I talked at length about it last episode, I believe, so if you want to hear more details about it, also about the symbols that are going around the bottom of the sweater, these are the 7 symbols of Kwanzaa. I talked more about them last episode, but it is 100% finished now and is ready to be worn out into the world. Yay me. Oh, and Caleisha is a pattern by Nomad and Lovu, and she is Bigger Than Life Knits on Instagram. Yeah. I really enjoy Noma's patterns because they are very straightforward. There's not a lot of guesswork that you end up having to do, which is really nice. I like being able to just follow a pattern and not try to figure out anything in the middle. You know what I mean? So those are the two big finished pieces that I have, or those are the finished pieces, or these are the finished pieces that I had when I wrote these notes last week. Since then, I had all intentions to film last week, but just didn't have the energy to do it. I didn't. But since then, I have done some more making, and I have another crochet thing. So another one of the make-alongs that we're running here at Quirky Monday is the Mr. Grinch Mal. And for the Mr. Grinch Mal, you can make anything Grinchy. If you can spin your work in progress in a Grinchy direction, go ahead and enter it. We're cool. This is also something that's being run over on Instagram using the hashtag Mr. Grinch Mal 2020. And that is what I will be pulling prizes from. So yeah, you can do anything Grinchy, like any Grinchy pattern or anything like that. If it's not Grinchy, then your main color has to be green. So do with that what you will. So I was actually given a pattern called the Grinch Applique by Schoonmaker Textiles. And it was so cute. So I made one. And my original plan was to make the Grinch applique and then sew it onto like a felt body and give it to my dogs as a dog toy. But when I put it all together, I was just like, I kind of don't want to give this to the dogs. I think this is mine. And here he is. He's got football shoulders. I'm pretty sure I put his arms on upside down, but that's okay. So here is my Grinch, and I have to put stitching here on the mouth so that you can see his like Grinchy smile, and then I have to put the pupils in his eyes. But I love him. He is held together by a metric ton of hot glue, and I'm okay with that. I'm not going to show you the back because, you know, it's a travesty. These oh, there you go. These little elbows, because these are supposed to be his elbows, but they're definitely too high. I totally put these on wrong, but it's okay. He's got football shoulders. He's ready to go tackle some Christmas. So I really like him. It has been a very long time since I made anything with so many tiny pieces. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever made anything with so many tiny pieces like this, which is one of the reasons why when I finished making him, I was like, nah, there's only going to be one of these. One in existence. I'm not making two. But I really liked him. You know, I put him together yesterday. Yesterday at the end of my work shift. Because at the end of my work shift, we had a Christmas party at work over Zoom, and so I sat there and was like crocheting and gluing Mr. Grinch together while the program was going on. So thank you so much to the viewer who sent that to me. It made me very excited. I have a new Grinch for my collection. Yay! So he's a finished object. And then I have some finished Christmas ornaments. So where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So one of my friends, her name is Tiffany, started a Christmas ornament business. And it's called BoutCraftee. And she's doing ornaments. She's not going to be doing ornaments forever, but because it's the holidays, she's making ornaments. I think she wants to also do like cups and shirts, stuff like that. And one of her ornament designs was a Grinch ornament. And I asked her, oh my goodness, can you make one of those for me? And she was like, sure. But by sure, she meant she's going to cut out the pieces and I'm going to put it together. So she came over with like all of the vinyl pieces and the tools to weed it, and the sticky transfer tape and all this whatnot and hoo-hoos. And she let me make my own Grinch ornament. And I can tell you, Cricut crafts, probably not something that Caleisha's going to do, because there were multiple times when I was ready to throw this across the room, just because there were so many tiny pieces. But here's the back. Is my name crooked? Is my name crooked? My name is totally crooked on there. Oh well. So there's the back. And then here's the front. Look, I the Grinch. So she had me weeding out these tiny little pieces to make the little Grinch face. And she said that she was going to have me do it because I would value it more if I did the work myself. That's such an adult thing to say. But I do value it. Now that I've had to go cross-eyed to make him, he's on the shelf with all of the rest of my Grinchy things. But yeah, so she makes a bunch of different ornaments. So if you are looking for a holiday gift, maybe try that. Definitely check her out. She's on Instagram. BoutCraftee. I'll put a link down below. So he was a finished object. And then my last finished object ornaments are these. I made cinnamon ornaments. So cinnamon salt dough ornaments. These are made out of saltwater dough with cinnamon added in. So the typical recipe for saltwater dough is what is it? 1 part salt to 2 parts flour. Yeah. And then for the cinnamon, it was just like a ton. So the recipe that I followed was from a site called Blissfully Domestic? No, Domestically Blissful. And the recipe was a cup of flour, half a cup of salt, and half a cup of water, and 3/4 cups of cinnamon. Stir it all together, make a dough, roll it out, use your cookie cutters to cut the pieces, put it in the oven, 200 degrees for 2 hours. Watch them so they don't burn up. The end. So I used a cookie cutter set that I found at the Goodwill a couple years ago. I was actually really excited when I found these cookie cutters because my mom has the same set. And I remember playing with them as a child. So this one didn't get any imprints because I rolled the dough too thin. But this is what that star looks like. So I cut out 3 of each one of these shapes and put the little hangers on. And they do still smell like cinnamon, so that's really nice. And we're going to put them on the Christmas tree whenever I can wrangle Lamar to decorate it. Yes, our Christmas tree is still not decorated. What is this life I'm living? But then I also wanted to make a garland. And I did. So I made a little star garland. I think I'm going to restring them because I don't like that some of them are hanging sideways. But yeah, so I made this star garland with another set of cookie cutters that I have. That's a little star. And I love how chunky these are. And I actually really like how the top of the ornament kind of, you know, looks like it has powdered sugar on it. Yeah. So this has been hanging up on my shelf above my Grinch shelf out by my table. And they make me very happy. And they were super easy. Like, super easy. So that's everything that I have for finished objects. Check the notes. Yes. That's everything that I have for finished objects. So let's talk about some works in progress. And I have two. Yes, I have two that I'm going to talk about. So the first one is my project, my main project for the Mr. Grinch Mal. These are my Grinchy eye socks. So named because green for the Grinch, yellow for when he's the mean Grinch. Well, his eyes are yellow when he's the mean Grinch, and then they turn blue when he's the nice Grinch. So those are my Grinchy eye socks. And I am, I think, 7 rows away from the toe of the first sock. So those are almost done. And this yarn is Knit Picks Felici in the Limeade colorway. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like in the cake. And I'm just making a typical vanilla sock. I knit my socks on 2.25 millimeter needles, 64 stitches. It gives me about 8 stitches per inch. And yeah, the heel is a short row wrap and turn heel. The cuff is 2x2 rib for 20 rows. The leg of the sock was as long as I felt like making it. And then I do a rounded toe, following numbers that I have tweaked as I have, you know, knit socks. And it's been so long since I have actually knit a pair of socks, or rather knit the toe of a pair of socks, that I don't remember my numbers. So I need to go find that pattern where I wrote it down. It's in one of my old notebooks. So there's that. And that's living in my Merry Grinchmas bag. This is from back last year when I was like, oh, I'm going to make drawstring bags. And then I made like 2 and I was like, I don't feel like doing that. So I have 1 drawstring bag. And then I have this bag out of the same fabric, but this bag I bought from Kim of the Crafty Nomad. Kim the Crafty Nomad. She did a shop update on her Etsy and had this, and I had to snap it up. It makes me very happy. So this is my Quirky Fish Advent project. And so the Quirky Fish Advent is a Advent swap that I did with Heather of Bunny Fish. She has a YouTube channel. She's also doing Vlogmas. She does podcasts. You should definitely go check her out. We exchanged Advent calendars, and we did 12 20-gram minis and 12 progress keepers or stitch markers. And for the first few days, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do or what I wanted to make. And I finally decided on making another Just Feel Festive shawl. The original Just Feel Festive shawl is meant to use 24 20-gram fingering weight minis held double, which will give you about a DK weight. So since I was using 12 20-gram minis, I decided to just use the mini single strand. So the adjustments that I made to the pattern, I increased the foundation row and cast on. I chained 99 instead of however many is in the regular pattern. Don't remember off the top of my head. but I chained 99 using a 4mm hook. This is a clover. A more? I don't know. I don't think there are more. I think it's just like clover, whatever from Joann's. But this is a 4mm hook, and I am just following the pattern as regular using fingering weight singly. So I'm calling it my Just Feel Festive Light. And this is how it's looking so far. This is days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of 12. And Heather told me if I open them up in numerical order, they will fade. So I'm really enjoying this business that's going on. What I really loved is that this is the color, this is the last color that I pulled, or that I opened. And so I was working on it yesterday. I was working on it on the 13th and the 14th. And the 13th into the 14th was the day that the Geminid meteor shower was peaking. And I was able to sit outside and watch the meteor shower. So this particular stripe made me very happy because it's very starry and nighttimey and just all of the nighttime nerdy things that I love. And I also opened the mini for today, which is around here somewhere. Here it is. And of course I don't have the label. Dragonfly Fibers? Yes. This is Dragonfly Fibers Dragon Sock in the Night Sky colorway. So I have another nighttime colorway to put next to the sparkly one. And I'm loving that the middle of this shawl is just going to be like a swath of, nighttime. And I will specifically remember this is when I watched the Geminid meteor shower. And if you aren't, watching my Vlogmas, which, Vlogmas isn't for everybody. I'm getting overwhelmed with all the Vlogmases that I want to watch. But I was really, really concerned that I wasn't going to be able to see it because all day long on the 13th, it was, the night of the 12th into the 13th, it was super cloudy. All day the 13th, it was super cloudy. And I was just like, Mother Nature, please get your act together. I just want to see this meteor shower. And it cleared up just enough for me and Lamar to sit outside for a few hours and watch the meteor shower. I was saying in my Vlogmas episode that the funny thing about meteor showers is when you first go out and you're like, okay, I'm out here to watch for meteors. Before you see any, you're just kind of staring up at the sky and it's like, this is real dumb, nothing's happening. As soon as you see that first one, it's just, you're hooked. And you just want to see one more and one more and one more. But it was a really good show. We really enjoyed it. So that's my only work in progress, or my only other work in progress. I guess I can show you the progress keepers that I've gotten. So what I did was on the odd number days, I open a yarn. On the even number days, I open the progress keeper. And then I attach the progress keeper to its yarn. So here's the first one. Boop. And the second one. Boop. Now some of these, like this one, came on one of those like big loops, like a memory wire loop. This one came on a memory wire loop, but I don't tend to use those, so I just took the beads off and put it on an earring wire because this will get much more use. And we have that one and that one, and one is stuck in my hair. And a pom-pom. This one was also on a memory wire loop. I changed it. and a little bunny holding a flower. This one is super pretty. When I opened this one, I was just like, oh my gosh, you're gorgeous. Hello. And then my Christmas flamingo is holding my last, my live stitch. And that progress keeper is from Jasmine Bear Handmade. Ta-da! Just feel festive light. So I will be starting this ball of yarn later on tonight. So that's all of my works in progress. I do have a couple maker plans, some Christmas gifts that I need to really get on the ball with making. One is a hat for my dad. He is a big Kansas City Chiefs fan because he's from Kansas City. And so I am knitting him a hat with a Kansas City Chiefs logo on it. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Could end in tears. I didn't tell him I'm making it, so if it fails, no harm, no foul. And I'm also going to be crocheting a pair of slippers for one of my aunts. So I had a long conversation with one of my aunts a couple weeks ago, wherein she showed me her craft stash, and I thought I had a lot of craft stuff. I'm good. I'm not at Aunt Angie level yet, so cool. Although, if I lived near my aunt, I would go shopping in her stash all the time. Like, my craftiness is genetic, y'all. It's genetic. And I'm completely okay with that. But anyway, so I was talking to her and she was telling me how she had this pair of crochet slippers from her aunt. And they were starting to, like wear out. So I asked her, since they're crochet, I said, send me a picture of them and I'll see if I can remake them. And she sent me a picture and I can totally remake them. It's like made of maybe 4 or 5 solid granny squares. And so I just have to get the gauge and stuff right. And I asked her what color she wanted, and she said rainbow at first, and then she was like, you know what, no, red would be better. So because I don't know how to do nothing small, I'm thinking about making a rainbow pair and a red pair for my aunt. And she goes, I'll send you the yarn. No ma'am, don't do that. I said, please let me use my yarn, because I have it. I have enough yarn. Thank you. And she was like, okay. So, one craft into another. When you got the stash, you got to use up the stash. So yeah, so I'll be making, and she calls her slippers her aunt sisters, because the aunt that made them for her, they call aunt sister. So I'm making 2 pairs of aunt sisters and a Kansas City hat for my dad. And I have a blanket that I'm supposed to be making for my best friend's sister. She's basically like my older sister. Here comes some camera shake. Come on. Well, come on. You gonna stay over there? Okay. Okay. So I have I have a blanket to make for my best friend's sister's new daughter, and I just have to figure out what I want to make for that. Yes? Are you my audience now? She's like sitting up in front of me, looking me in the face. What? You need the cuddles? Oh, okay. You need the cuddles? Okay. There you go. You can has them. Yes. 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 So yeah, I just have to figure out what I want to do for that blanket and then actually get the yarn for it, because of course she asked for colors that I don't really have in my stash. Purple. Don't really have a lot of purple. So, yeah. I need to write these things down. I do. But that's really it for maker plans. Oh, no it's not. I have one sitting right here that I'm actually really excited about. So I went to the thrift store the other day to look for something. Whatever it was I was looking for, I didn't find. But I did find this. We doing this again too? You don't need that many cuddles? Just a couple cuddles? I found this. And I found it for $5. And it's basically like a suitcase trunk type thing. It's all ripped up on the inside because I started ripping out the paper. But what I'm going to do is recover the inside with like a Christmas fabric. And this is what I'm going to keep all of my Grinch stuff in. Because I'm pretty sure that it's big enough to hold all of my my Grinches and my books and like decorations and stuff. Because I have quite the little collection of Grinchy things. And I was just keeping it in a plastic like bin. Little plastic shoebox bin, but I think this would be nicer because it's like red and festive, like it's the Grinch box. So I have a little bit of work to do on that, but I'm really excited about it. I already cleaned off like the top and everything, wiped it down, sanitized it, and then started ripping out the inside. But I think I need to get, I don't know if I want to do hot glue or Mod Podge, or maybe a mixture of both of them to make sure that the inside is nice and like secured in there. Yeah, I'll probably do a mix of both if I'm honest. But yeah, now that's everything for my maker plans that I have an actual plan for. So let's talk about Quirky Monday Crafts. At the beginning of November, I cut a ton of bags of fabric for zipper bags for my Etsy shop. And I successfully made all of the medium bags and left myself with a bunch of small bags. And my plan was to get them out in batches over the month of December, but that hasn't happened. And I just realized today that Christmas is a week and a half away. So I don't know if I should go ahead and make the bags that I have and just put them up in the shop and see what happens. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to at least try to make maybe half of them because I cut way too many. I knew when I counted all of those bags that I had cut too many. So I think I'm going to try to make like half of the bags that I cut and get them in the shop. Yeah. And then whatever I don't finish making by Christmas, I'm just going to put it aside for next year. It's fine. I'm trying not to like get too down on myself because everything is different this year. Aside from, pandemic life, I am working an actual like full-time job on purpose. And I say that because last Christmas I was working in the studio, and the studio can be full-time during Christmas, but you never really know how many hours you're going to get. And yeah, it's just a completely different work flow than what I'm experiencing now. And it's a different kind of work. It's a different kind of energy that's needed for like office work as opposed to get babies to smile work. Both of them use a lot of Caleisha energy. And at the end of both days, I feel completely worn down. So I'm trying not to be too hard on myself for not making as many bags as ideally I wanted to. It's fine. It is fine. You can only do what you can do, Caleisha. It's fine. So, all that being said, I had a shop update with my medium bags and they all sold, and it just made me so happy because even though I've had a pretty good experience with putting bags up in the shop and them actually selling, every single time I put stuff in the shop, I'm wondering, you know, are they going to sell? You know, am I going to be stuck with all these bags? What am I going to do? And it's just really reassuring that, you know, people like what I'm making. So that makes me very, you know, very happy on the inside. Yeah. So I'm going to try to put some small bags up in the shop. I'm going to try. No promises. It may not happen. If it doesn't happen, charge to my head, not my heart. I did my best. So that is Quirky Monday Crafts. And yeah, the last thing I have, I think that's everything for my makery content, my crafty content. Tootie is trying her best to get to my hands. Fine, come over here. If you're going to sit over here, you can't sit on the needles. That's not comfortable. That's not going to be comfortable for you. So, there's nothing really new on the plant front. I have stopped buying plants. I think I have all of the plants that I really want. And the plants that I have are doing really well. I realized that if I ignore my Monstera and just, you know, water her regularly, make sure she's got her fertilizer and everything, she'll put out leaves. I turned around the other day, she had 2 leaves coming out, and I was like, oh, excuse me, ma'am, do your thing, honey. My vining plants are just having the time of their lives on top of my shelf, just trailing down. I still have my string of pearls. It's still alive. Hallelujah. Second time's a charm. And I think I'm trying to be less of a like hovering plant mom over them. Because I realize that when I kind of just coexist with them and not really try to be all up in their space, that I notice more changes and more growth than if I'm like looking at them every 2 seconds. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else really to update you on in life and whatnot. Do you have any updates, Tootie? No? Well, Tootie and my mom are the stars of Vlogmas. I am only there to push the button. And oh, today is the 15th, so this is one of my mom's days. So I made a 12-day advent calendar for my mom. because I started finding all of these black angels, in stores and thrift stores around me, and she collects them. So I decided to, make her an advent calendar. So every other day she opens a new box with a new angel in it, and she's really been enjoying that. And it seems like you guys are really enjoying my mom's appearances on Vlogmas, and she loves it. Somebody said in a comment that she's a rock star, and she took that to heart. Like every time I call her, she's like, I'm a rock star. Yes, Crystal, you are. You're a rock star. Everybody loves you. Woo, woo, woo. But yeah, she's cool. So yeah, that's really everything. I have nothing to update you on because I'm doing Vlogmas. So I feel like anything that I would have shared with you, I've already told you on Vlogmas. So there's that. It's always weird when I get around to Vlogmas because I'm like, am I going to film a podcast and put out a Vlogmas for the same day? But the answer is yes. I'm going to try my best to do that. Yeah. So that is everything, my friends. I hope that you are having a good week, or a good day wherever or whenever it is that you see this. I hope that you're having a good holiday season. Ma'am, what? She's like, you're not scratching my neck right. Pay attention. This dog is so spoiled. Somebody come get her. Come scoop her up. Yeah. So I hope you're having a good time. I hope that you're able to connect with people that you love. Spend some time doing something that you enjoy. Take rest. I definitely had to do that yesterday, which then led to me being up until about 5 o'clock this morning. So I guess that was a little bit like rest and then not. That was weird. But thank you. Thank you for being a part of my universe. Thank you for being here for another year of Quirky Monday. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for commenting and chatting with me in the comments and on Instagram and what have you. Thank you for just being a part of my internet life. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Bye, friends. You gonna say bye? You gonna say bye? No? No? Oh. Say bye.